Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Kitty G on EGTV, and you already know what's going on. We're going to be talking about the Arsenal-West Ham game, and we're just going to be discussing a little bit about the game, a little bit about the transfer stuff that's going on. There's been a lot of rumors, a lot of stuff that's happened. Emi Martinez has already left the club. Obviously, we beat Fulham the first game, so we might touch on that a little bit. We're going to talk about this rumor right here. It's been circulating for a couple weeks now. They've been talking about that. We're going to look at the West Ham team, see if they have any players that could scare us. And we're also going to be talking about some of the other stuff that's going on around the club. Like you already know, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang signed the ting. And if you guys haven't already seen the video, he did a live Instagram video discussing when he signed the ting.
Arsenal fans, finally, as you know, I've just signed the thing. I wanted to share this with with you guys, and yeah, so happy, a bit nervous, a lot of people here.
Yeah, that's great news, and everyone here is probably gassed. So let me just I got a stupendous panel today, and let me just get everybody on here and show you guys who we got with us today. So 1 second. And big up to everybody in the comments. So yeah, so first, I got in the top corner, I got Le African Gooner. Say what up to the people, bro.
What's good? What's good, everyone on EGTV? Thank you for having me.
Yes, bro. Then we got Kesh. Kesh, what's good?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Tell the people what you're doing, bro. You look like you're on a mission to Mars.
I'm literally currently walking to Sainsbury's to get some ingredients to make a curry.
Okay, we got Chef Boyardee in the house. and then we got a stupendous guest from the Gold Diggers channel. And you probably do some other stuff that I don't even know about when it comes to YouTube, don't you?
No,
Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so literally I'm one of like 10 members of Gold Diggers podcast. We're all black female podcast, just black girls talking about football. Absolutely love the game. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
There you go. So going back to this, so we're going to be discussing a lot of stuff, and let's get started. You guys want to go to the transfer rumors first and then go to the game, because I think the game is going to take up a lot of our time, so we'll leave that for the best part. But first, let's get into transfer rumors. First things first, Emi Martinez left the club. Were you guys sad that he left, or what do you guys think? I'll start with you, African Gooner.
Yeah, I think my take is sad, obviously, because we saw what a good keeper he was. But obviously, we know the situation. Bernd Leno wasn't going to be sold. And we obviously made a lot of money on Martinez. So thanks, Neo Mopai, for that, giving us 20 million. I just hope we reinvest this into the team, because obviously there's no point in selling, one of your top keepers and not spending the money. The other thing I wanted to point out is, a lot of people are trash talking Leno, and for me there isn't much of a difference between Leno and Martinez. Yes, Martinez is better in the air and his distribution is better, but for me, like, it's not gonna make the biggest difference in the world. I think Gabriel and Saliba help Leno, because usually Leno is coming out and flopping the ball on set pieces and stuff, but I think with Gabriel and Saliba, who can win headers in the air, he's gonna make less mistakes. That's just my opinion. I don't see that much of a difference for us to say we're not gonna make top 4 because we sold Martinez.
What do you think, Samantha?
I mean, like, obviously what Martinez did for us, like, post the restart was amazing, because if it wasn't for Leno's injury, he still probably would only worth like 8 million, maybe. So what he did in the restart matches is exactly why we're in this position that we're in now. However, I do agree with what is it, African? I'm so sorry. I do agree with what you said, because obviously Gabriel and Saliba, they're tall, they're great aerially, they're always up in the air. So I definitely agree, like, we do have more of like a defense, like, in front of our own goalkeeper. But Leno, as he said before, Leno Martinez, is very hard to say like who is better than who. Obviously Leno has saved us hugely under Emery, like hugely. I will never discredit that. But obviously Martinez, he did the damn thing for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what, Kesh, what do you call it? I was gonna jump to you. What do you think about what they're saying? How he would have never been valued at the price that he was valued at, and we would have never got the money that we would have got from him. And maybe if you look back in a year ago, you would have probably bit your hand off for 20 million if you ask all of us right now.
For me, I think we should be count ourselves lucky that he got them run of games to boost his value, because when you think about it, he's a player that's not really played many first team games at the highest level. So you wouldn't have been thinking that you're going to get close to anything, close to 20 mil for him. For me, it does hurt a lot that we're losing a player who's been there, been through the academy, come straight up. It's a bit of a sentimental value for me. But what can you do? As African Guna said, it's not going to be much. The only problem that I had with Leno was that he's not really great with his feet. But with the sort of centre-backs we're going to have, that's going to be getting on the ball a lot more. He doesn't really need to do that sort of job.
Yeah.
Unless he's needed. But yeah, as I said, it hurts a lot, innit? It's just sentimental.
Yeah, but the club are moving quick though, Kesh. Think about it. The club were so quick, they already have a replacement. Like when this is not Arsenal. Is this our club? They're doing it so quick.
But we have to understand, with the new regime that we've got, we've been calling for this sort of plan. Like, you prepare. If you don't prepare, then you fail, innit?
True that.
But they seem like they've had the targets, they've discussed it beforehand, and now we've got a replacement in, so we don't have to worry about that. So that's off to them.
Let's not forget that the guy costs 1.5 million, right? I mean, that supposedly should be an easier deal to make. So it's not like we signed like another 15, 20 million goalkeeper where I think a team would have put up more of a fight to sell him. I think this, you know what I mean, the keeper is a backup keeper for his team. So I mean, 1.5 million. This is the type of deals Arsenal should be doing easily. We're a top club. We shouldn't be plotting or applauding the team for things like this. This should be minimum requirements from Arsenal. You sell a player, get in the replacement in.
100%.
I was gonna ask you, Samantha, jump into the next topic. Out of Houssem, Aouar, and Partey, we keep hearing these two names. Who would you take, and what do you think about them?
Okay, so see with Partey, yeah, like I'd probably take him if he didn't have his release clause. However, in the state that we're in at the moment in the club, I feel like we have enough funds for us to get. I can never say his name properly. I always
Houssem, Aouar.
Say it again.
Houssem, Aouar.
Aouar. That's it.
Yeah.
Perfect. But I feel like we're able to get him, and I hope that we get him before the transfer window actually closes, because we need some sort of playmaker, mate. We need someone to kind of. I feel like we still have a very much an Ozil-shaped human missing in the team. We need that, and I feel like he actually has the skills to be able to. Because I know Arteta says he wants to build the midfield around him. So yeah. I mean, for now, I think it would be great to have him first. But obviously, Partey, it would be nice to have him as well. But obviously, that buyback clause, that release clause is a bit techie.
Does someone want to jump in on Thomas Partey? Because I think you covered it with Houssem, Aouar for now. African Gunnar, what's your thoughts on Thomas Partey?
For sure. So, I mean, I agree with Samantha. We definitely need a creative player. My issue is, listen, I love both players. I'd love to have both players. I've said it many times on different podcasts that, I think we get both players. That makes us a top team, man. No one is messing with us. I mean, look at our team, right? I mean, Leno, Saliba, Gabriel. Then you have Thomas Partey and Xhaka, who I don't really like. But, I mean, I'll make do if it means that we get, Xhaka.
Why don't you like Xhaka?
We'll get into it later. Don't worry.
Samantha, I like Xhaka too, but I defend him more.
And then you have Willie and Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Martinelli. The name goes on. So Samantha, for me, the reason I choose Thomas Partey is because over the last few years, we know Arsenal defensively, we've been a mess, right? And we always have good attacking players, good creative players. I want defensive stability. I'd rather win games like 1 or 2-0 and have a better defensive team than to have creative players. Because you know what? Martinelli, Nicola Pepe, Willian, Emil Smith-Rowe, Joe Willock, they can all play that 10 role. And let's not forget,
Yeah,
Ozil's
true.
leaving, right? So he can play that number 10 role as well. So I'd rather get Thomas Partey. And the other thing is, if we get Thomas Partey, it's not going to take him time to like settle in. You know how Pepe took time to settle in? Thomas Partey is a proven player. He's going to come in and he's going to do the business straight away.
Yeah.
So the impact is like straight from the start, he's going to have an impact. So that's why I take him.
I hear that.
True.
Because he plays
Now-
more of a defensive mid, right?
He can play
Yeah.
both. He can play everything. He's a center mid. He can score goals. He can break down play. He's just an all-round player. He's a monster.
Yeah. Agreed. That's why I would take him first. But obviously, money.
So
Yeah.
Samantha, what I'm hearing is that the reason why we're not getting Thomas Partey first is because if we pay his release clause, then Lyon is going to turn around and be like, yo, what the heck? Like,
Exactly.
you're putting the money up for that guy, but you're telling us you don't have money. So I think the strategy is get Houssem Aouar first and then get Thomas Partey.
That's it.
Yeah. And you know what? The biggest strategy that the club have is to sell players to raise funds, because we are not the richest club. We know that. We've always been a club that before we can spend, sometimes we have to get players out. And don't forget, we have 32 first-team players right now. That you can only register 25 to play in a season, right? So that's too many players. And they're trying to look at getting rid of Kolasinac. They're saying Kolasinac could possibly be going to
He
West
can go.
Ham. Could possibly be going to
He can go.
right? Yeah. So Kolasinac is one of those guys. Torreira is the other one.
He can go
Torreira's
as
been
well.
linked everywhere. And finally, there's a couple more guys that we want to talk about. Socrates. Basically, Socrates is asked to rip up his contract and let him leave on a free. And the club don't want to do that. They want to at least get like 4 million.
Mm-hmm.
Can I address one of the comments?
You're cutthroat. You just want everyone to go.
Hey Gal, can I address one of the comments in the live chat before we move on to those players in regards to someone saying we don't need Thomas Partey because we have Mohamed El Neni? Dude, come on, man. Let's be
You have
real. Like,
who?
it's
We
one
have
game.
who?
We have Mohamed El Neni.
What?
El Dino.
I
know,
love the
man.
people in the comment section, but come on, let's
I know.
keep a balance here. Where's the balance? I get
Squad
you're
player
supporting
at
your
best.
player.
Squad player at best. I mean, listen, Thomas Partey and Xhaka will be the starting players. When we need to give them a rest in the Europa League, in the smaller games, in the knockout rounds, in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup, that's when El Neni will come in.
Exactly. We don't need him as a starting 11. I don't need
Not
him
good
in my
enough.
starting 11.
Facts.
So yeah, just
Okay,
had to
so,
address
yeah.
that, because when you read things like that, it's just it hurts me to read stuff
Yeah.
like that.
It's like
I found the
sure.
comment. He was actually serious, I guess. Big
Yeah,
up
no,
to you
people
guys
are
on
serious.
Facebook. I just
was
want to do
really-
something quickly. I want to tell the people on Twitter that if you want to watch the rest of the video, click on the link to watch the channel and subscribe to the channel. We're actually going to be logging off on Twitter right now, and we're just going to be on YouTube and Facebook. So big up to everyone on Twitter. Come check us out on YouTube. Okay.
So Samantha, I know that you like Xhaka, but I think 2 days ago I saw a comment saying Xhaka is better than Paul Pogba.
Yeah, some people are on drugs.
So, yeah, there's some crazy fans out there.
Listen, there's some deluded people. Yeah, I don't involve myself with deluded. Like, just listen. Yeah, there's standards to this game. Yeah, I love Xhaka, and I feel like he, especially under Arteta, he has really like made himself like, okay, cool. Like, I'm staying, and this is my position. And the way he works with Ceballos as well, I love it. It's great.
But what is he doing that's so special for you? You see, well, for me, it's like, yes, I think that he's playing better, but I don't see, anything special that another midfielder can't do. Like El Neni can do what he's doing, and he cost us 40 million. Samantha, when you pay 40 million for a player, you're like, that bar is set. I mean, you should be Thiago Silva's 30 million, and you're comparing, and Xhaka's 40 million. Like, the levels.
I get it. There's levels, and of course, like, your price tag is how I need to see you play. Of course,
For sure.
I understand that. But like, I don't know why. Like with Xhaka, I feel like the way his passing has gotten a lot better. I feel like there's more accuracy with his passing, and he's able to like. I feel like he has some sort of. He was a captain before Aubameyang.
Yeah.
He's got some sort of discipline on the pitch, and is able to like see the game as well. That's how I see him.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Samantha, just to remind you, last year, Xhaka with me, you say that he has like intelligence, or I mean, disciplined, but he gets yellow cards reckless. He makes reckless fouls. If some guy beats him, he just pulls the guy to the floor, gets the yellow card. I mean, he makes so many of these clown mistakes that I'm like, come on.
True, but then what other midfields do that as
No,
well?
agreed. So a lot of people say Xhaka's good, and the only reason they say he's good is because there's no one else. Who are you gonna play? Joe Willock?
Yeah, you're right.
True. Because obviously the experience is what has helped Xhaka at least build up.
For sure.
Samantha, I'm here with you. I get it. We can't be deluded, but at the same time, we realize that he's our best option. That's why sometimes I defend him. That's the only thing I would say. When people say he's shit, we have to get him out. Who are we bringing in? You're right, but at the same time, we need better. He's not going to be your best player on a Champions League winning team or a Premier League winning team. He's your at best. He can be your third best player.
2 points on that account. The first one is just because he's the only option doesn't mean as fans you have to accept and tolerate an average player in your team. That's the wrong mentality. I want to win. I want to be the best in my life, and I want my team to be the best in the world, right? And that's the mentality that I have in my personal life, which I push on to Arsenal. The second thing is that if Xhaka is so good that everyone's saying he's so good, and yes, he has improved, but if he's so good, why aren't other clubs coming to get him if he's that good?
Very true. We're making the best out of the situation that we're in. So I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, cool. That's why we're playing the likes of El Neni. Don't get gassed, guys, when El Neni wins or helps win a game. It doesn't mean he's a superstar.
Don't get gassed. Just because he played all right at Fulham, Blacks.
Tell him, Yo, I'll tell you this. There's a lot of fans that are homers, and there's a lot of fans that are also super negative. So as much as you see fans that are supporting El Neni and Xhaka, you'll see the same level of hatred on the other side. So it's and if you're in the middle, you know what you get categorized as? You get categorized as deluded. So no matter what, you can't win. And that's fact. Now let's talk about this window that we're having. We signed Saka to a long-term deal. We signed Martinelli to a long-term deal. We signed Aubameyang to a long-term deal. We have already signed Gabriel. We've already signed Danny Ceballos on loan. We're going to be signing Gunnarsson, and we could possibly sign one of Houssem, Aouar, and Partey, in addition to the guys that we're going to be getting rid of, Martinez, Said, Lucas Torreira, and Socrates. So in my opinion, that window is not that bad when you really think about it.
Yeah, sorry about
that. Ifs and buts. Let it happen, and then we can say, yeah, not too bad. Right now, let's be honest, we're at a 6 out of 10 right now. We've made some good signings. Ceballos, we already knew was coming in. Gabriel was a surprise, and I think we definitely needed that. Obviously, Aubameyang signing was the thing. I mean, that in itself was a 10 out of 10, but we seriously need midfielders. If we go into the season without buying midfielders, it's going to be the same old cycle. Rinse, repeat. We're going to barely miss the top 4. We're going to lose games we shouldn't because we didn't have the players, we didn't have the depth, we had injuries. It's the same old thing with Arsenal. We're literally 2 or 1 star player away from having a real team. And the board needs to back Arteta because he's proven he can do it with average players. Give him the player he wants, and we will kill teams 5-6-0. I promise you.
Yeah. Kesh, jump in. What do you think about our window so far? And do you think, what would you rate it?
So far, if I was to rate our window, I'll give it a 5. I'll give it a 5. The reason being is us getting Gabriel, like, that's expected. We've been needing to sort out the centre-back position anyway. Willian, okay, we got him on a free. Good addition, as I thought from the beginning. But we still ain't touched on the issue of our midfield. And as African Good was just saying, like, we go into this season without adding at least another 2 midfielders. Like, we're just going to miss out by, say, a few points. Again, it's going to be the same old. So for me, like, I don't see us... It's not a choice of this Partey or out. Like, it's got to be both. Otherwise, it's very disappointing because one's giving us that creative edge that we needed, which showed a lot last year about the amount of chances we was creating. And then when you think about the combative edge in the centre of midfield that we've missed for how many years, Partey would give us that. And I think with those 2 signings, we would actually give a good push for the top 4 next season.
100%.
And for me, like, obviously we got West Ham and we got Liverpool. Like, really and truly, we should have had one of them wrapped up already. I understand that we're struggling to get players out, which is why I'm cutting them a bit of slack at the moment. But by the 5th game in, we need to have one of these signings done and dusted.
Yeah,
100.
but getting back to that, before I move on to Samantha or African Gunner, we're struggling to get rid of guys. And today I heard Torino were not actually offering us the money up front. They're offering us an obligation to buy with the 24 million, with a loan. They're not even trying to put up the money up front anymore. What's going on?
You know what it is, yeah? Can I
Yeah,
touch on this, yeah? With
yeah,
this, because of the old COVID thing, a lot of clubs are going to try and do the wine and dining and trying to get the fee a lot lower than what the player's value is. But I think touching into, like, let's say, the 3rd to 2nd week of the window, when going gets tough and you need players, that's when you start to see a lot of deals just being pushed through.
True. Samantha, you were going to say something? Kesh,
Yeah,
I'm
go
just going
ahead.
to put you on mute, okay? 1 second. Samantha, you were going to say something?
No, I was literally just agreeing with what you're saying. Like, I feel like COVID is definitely testing people's wallets. Everyone's a bit like, they're not, because obviously a lot of players are actually worth more than what their actual fee is. Like, how Liverpool are getting Thiago for 30 mil or 25 is shocking to me. That is still shocking to me. He is the Champions League winner, 25 mil. What? No.
So, and just going off of those 2 points, I think that one of the problems with Arsenal is culturally, teams know they can bully us. Let's be real. We overpay for average players and we sell our best players for absolutely nothing. So that's also a problem. Other clubs are looking at us saying like, yeah, we know these guys need to sell. We know they need to buy those midfielders. We're going to wait until the end, the last week to, get them to accept the 20-something million bid. And in terms of Torreira, I think that it's a bad case to use or a bad example because there's actually 2 teams that want him and are fighting for him. Whereas we have other players that like no one is even looking at. Like I know Kolasinac, apparently Bayer Leverkusen are wanting him. But you know what I mean? Clubs aren't fighting over him. So I'm sure we'll sell Torreira eventually. It's going to be 12 million for a loan fee and then 12 million the next year, which is okay. We'll take a 2-3 million loss on him. But we need to get rid of, Rob Holding, 5 million to West Ham on loan. We need that money. I'm sorry. We have so many defenders. I like Holding, but we can do without him next season.
We have so many defenders. Oh my days. We just need to get rid of them.
Yeah. We just signed Cedric and Pablo. Don't forget that too. They count for the people we signed this window also.
On that Oldham situation, yeah. Like I see West Ham was trying to get was it Torreira from Burnley?
Yeah.
And they were being pulled 30 mil. And I'm thinking, really? Like, shouldn't we be trying to force Oldham that way?
Their club is doing a U-turn on Holding because of all the injury issues. Mustafi's injured, David Luiz is injured, and we're trying to get rid of Socrates. Pablo Mari is injured. We have 3 injured center backs and 1 that we're trying to get rid of. So I almost feel like Holding is going to stay by default, and Chambers is still coming back.
But in the next month, at least 2 or 3 of those players are back in full training, right? So it's not like the end of the world. We can risk. It's a smart strategy to risk 1 month and get that money so we can sign someone else and have Mari and Chambers and all them. Because when all those guys get fit, there's not going to be space for all these guys.
There isn't.
What are we doing?
Yo, I have a hot take though, and don't call me deluded. I genuinely looked at the teams. I looked at our rivals like Tottenham. I looked at Manchester United. When you think about it, when you actually deep it, you're going to look at their team and their first 11 might be better than ours, but take away the midfield and look at the striking options, attacking options off the bench. We have Saka, Martinelli, Willian coming off the bench for us. That's better than what Manchester United have, which is Pereira, Lingard, and Dan James. Better than what Tottenham have coming off the bench, which is Bergwijn. Who else, really?
And Ndombele. They have good players.
No, I'm talking about attacking options. And then look at our defense. We have 3 right backs. We have 3 left backs. We have 10 center backs. We're so deep in those areas, the front and the back, that we just need to focus on the midfield for the next year.
Yeah, agreed.
Quality over quantity. Yeah, I know we have lots of players, but let's not act like all those players are actually as good as we think they are. Yeah, it's cool to have all those players. let's be real. The reason we're trying to get rid of a lot of these players is because they're not good enough, right? And
Bro,
remember, it got
Palacios will start at Manchester United.
only 3 subs, so you're not going to sub all 3 attacking players. I mean, only one of Saka, Martinelli, and stuff will come on, and then there'll be a midfield sub, and then potentially a defensive sub, right? So you also have to take that into consideration.
Bro, some of our players would be a bench option for Liverpool. Maybe not Man City, but when you really think about it, our bench options we got some good bench options. We're building for the future. Martinelli would be a bench option over Shaqiri. Come on, let's be honest. Willian would be a better bench option over Shaqiri. Let's be honest.
Willian, yes, for sure.
When
Martinelli's
you really think about it, our depth, we have it. What we don't have is a midfield. The biggest hole in your team is a midfield. And for the next 2 seasons, if we bring in 3 quality midfielders, spend 50 million, 10 million, and another 50 million, you can bring in 2 stars and 1 up-and-coming player. And that is what we need.
Very true.
Agreed.
That's what I feel. That's what I feel like Arteta's doing, though. I feel like he's making use of our academy boys and bringing them up to fill that void, essentially. Because when Aubameyang goes, Martinelli is next door. He's there. He's local. So
yeah.
If Barcelona or Madrid or a big team doesn't come in and slap like 60
it's not
million.
going to happen. He's staying where he's staying.
Martinelli's my favorite player. I just I don't have the faith that Arsenal. For now we're cool because he's injured, he's not playing.
Yeah,
but once this guy hits top gear again,
I know.
He's gonna come like vultures.
I feel the same for Saka as well.
Yeah, me too. But he just signed a new contract, so I'm hoping he'll stay. Yeah. This is our boy.
He'll stay because he's a homegrown. I feel like because when they're homegrown, there's a likelihood of them wanting to stay, like Bellerin, essentially. But obviously.
Yeah. Oh, talking about Bellerin. Bellerin has been linked to Barcelona. Perfect segue.
I thought it was PSG.
Both now.
No,
both. PSG anymore.
First of all, PSG signed a new right back, so they don't want him anymore. They basically told Arsenal kick rocks because we were playing around with the price. You know what we do? We did this with Gibbs. Kieran Gibbs, we turned down. We rejected a £10 million bid from West Brom, and we accepted a £7 million bid on transfer on the end of the window. So that's what we do.
True.
But I thought they asked to loan. That's why we were like, nah, like we need the money. We're not gonna loan him to you. I think that was the reason more. Like they wanted to loan him and like do the cheaper option, and then Arsenal was like, no. Then they went and bought a new right back for half the price.
But they better get Bellerin for the right price though, because.
I don't think they're gonna.
No.
You know what they're gonna do? You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna get that American kid from Ajax, and they're just gonna spend less money to get him. And in my opinion, he's much better than Bellerin.
Okay.
Have you seen him play? Let's be honest, Egal. Have you seen him play?
To be honest, I haven't seen him like play consistently. But from what I've heard from the experts, they told me he's a better player than him. And that he could be the right back for the future for Barcelona.
Because Barcelona needs something.
Yeah, they need to fix up. We got problems, but they got problems on the next level.
Yeah, but they still got good players, man. They can have problems, but they have the players. We have problems and we don't have the players. That's the problem.
Yo, I heard Aubameyang rejected Barcelona to stay at Arsenal.
And Inter.
Yeah.
Nah, Inter is like, don't get them in this conversation. They're not up there. Like to reject Barca, though, yeah, I respect that.
But the thing is, though, I feel like now, even if someone was to say, "Oh, come to Barcelona," it hasn't got the same pull as it used to.
Agreed, 100%.
Like for me now, I'll be like, "I'm going to Barca. Look at what you're working with."
That spanking really hurt their brand. Bayern just, I mean, after that, would you want to go there?
I can't lie to you. If I got spanked,
be a legend. He wants to be a legend. He doesn't want to be like one of those, He wants to stay at the club and be a legend. So it makes so much sense.
To be fair, I watched the interview about Aubameyang signing, like re-signing. And like she was saying, like this girl was saying, like she interviewed, I think, Fernando Torres. And he was like, I'd rather people remember me, like the fans remember me as a player, and like the team remember me, like how I played, rather than me having a stupid amount of trophies. And I think Aubameyang has that kind of same mindset. I feel like people will remember him. Like you'll always hear his name. In like 20 years' time, you'll hear about Aubameyang.
Of course, 100%.
100%. And you know what? He's not that far away. to get the goal to get third place all-time goal scorer. He needs to pass Robin van Persie. Fifth place is Theo. Fourth place is what do you call it? And right now he's seventh, so he needs to pass Alexis Sanchez, Giroud, Theo Walcott, Dennis Bergkamp. Who's next? Robin van Persie. 60 goals away from Robin van Persie.
Wow.
And then he needs another 70 to pass Ian Wright. There's no way he's passing Thierry Henry though. He needs over 115 goals to surpass Ian Van Persie.
He had less games than all those guys. Yeah, that's the thing. His goals per game is higher at the moment than players, but he won't have time. Arsene Wenger should have signed him a long time ago.
But he was still busy at Dortmund, so
fair. Again, Samantha, if we put the money on the table, right? Like, if we were a real club at that time and put the money where our mouth was, I'm sure we would have caused some decision to be made. The fact that we don't do it, it's hard, right?
Agreed.
How is he disrespected though? The man is world class is such a subjective word. I had a man say to me today, Aubameyang's not world class though, but he is better than Kane. He's better than in my opinion, he's better than Aguero. He's better than Martial. He's better than all these other strikers for these other teams, but yet they say he's not world class. That's your opinion. The numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, true. The stats.
Yeah, facts. And he's a goal scorer. It doesn't matter that he can't hold up the ball. You ask him to score goals, what does he do?
Yeah, he's a world-class goal scorer, but I think world-class player means that you're an all-round world-class player. Like, Messi is a world-class player because he can do everything. He doesn't just score goals. He assists, he dribbles, he defends. So it's tough. There's so many different meanings of world-class. I agree he's a world-class goal scorer. World-class player,
that's why I personally wouldn't put him above Aguero. Like, I wouldn't. Like, because you see Aguero, like, this guy, he is everything. When I watch him play, I'm like, fair play.
And Kevin De Bruyne, he can do everything. These are like world-class players, like anyone would love.
KDB is serious. He's serious. But
best midfielder in the world.
Yeah, 100%. And he definitely he deserved the award that he got. But I definitely think he's better than Aubameyang is definitely better than Martial, 100%. Just because Martial has a Europa League doesn't mean that he's got the numbers that Aubameyang has.
No. But yeah, we're now going to move on to the West Ham preview, and we're going to discuss the West Ham game. But before we do that, I'm going to bring Kesh back. Kesh, you there?
Yeah, I'm back, mate.
Okay, he's back. He's finally home. I just want to discuss this. We've seen 2 games in a row now, the Liverpool game and the Fulham game, that we've done a similar movement to get the goal. What do you guys think about these kind of goals, these team goals that we keep scoring? It's no longer a fluke. We've done this 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I guess what I would say is that under Emery, in that defensive area, we would give away the ball stupidly and then score. The difference is under Arteta, we're actually able to get that whole thing all the way to Aubameyang and score. That's the difference. And obviously, that's a tactical game, right? Arteta has over Emery. We can see it, guys. Let's be honest. Against Fulham, we created a lot of chances. I don't remember the last time I saw Arsenal create that many chances and be defensively very solid. So, it's all credit to Arteta. He's obviously worked on this, and we're going to see this goal many times this season, because when you have someone like Aubameyang, Tierney, and Maitland-Niles doing what they do, it's like what they're going to do, but you can't stop them because they're too good at what they're doing. And you train to the point where it becomes just like natural.
Yeah. Samantha, you're going to say something?
No, I was going to say, like, as African Guna said, like, we're pressing high now. We're pressing high, moving that ball forward. And I can't lie, it's weirdly similar to Pep tactics. I won't lie. But it's working. It's working for us, and I'm all here for it. And the fact that it's become a play now for Willian at Fulham. When Willian got that ball, boom, Aubameyang is there. One touch. Fabulous.
Yeah, you knew it was going in the moment he got it.
You knew it was going in.
or on target. At least 9 out of 10 times it's going on target. If the keeper makes a worldly save, he makes a worldly save. But
yeah, he's dangerous on the wing. I won't lie. Aubameyang's dangerous in the wing.
I've been saying that.
He's a beast.
Guys, would you agree?
I think he's actually scored. I think he actually scores more goals easier from that position than he does up front now.
Agreed.
Listen, with Aubameyang, yeah, he's a goal scorer, but he hasn't got the necessary skill set to play through the middle in the system. For Aubameyang to relish as a centre forward in this league, he has to be playing the Vardy role, just hanging off the defender's shoulders. That's it. But with the way Mikel Arteta wants his strikers to come in, get involved with the play, Aubameyang will never be able to do that. And the trick to playing him on the left is he drifts out the game. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, he goes missing," but that's when he's most dangerous.
That's what exactly, because no one's marking it.
Boom! You don't even notice. The fullback's forgotten about him.
But I think that the difference between that is I think under Emery, we never looked for Aubameyang over the top. Like, he didn't have the space that he has now. Now he has space, and we're seeing what he can do with that space. Before, I still agree, Kesh. I think sometimes he's out of the game, but he's doing the defensive work now, so he's being more involved in the game. And I think Tierney and Maitland-Niles and the shape that we have is really Aubameyang.
Making sense. I feel like they're very much on the out wide, and making sure that they at least back up Aubameyang once he gets the ball.
Because if Aubameyang doesn't shoot, right, he's passing it to Maitland-Niles with Tierney to cross in the box for Lacazette to score. So it's either Aubameyang scores or Willian, Pepe, or Lacazette is going to be in the box. So you decide what you want. Either way, we're scoring.
Yeah. Now, before we talk about West Ham, I was gonna have us pick our teams because we know who's in goal. Obviously, there's a couple positions that pick themselves, right? You guys can see it, right? What I got on the screen. So the goalkeeper picks himself. It's quite straightforward. Leno. The left side of the attack picks itself. That's pretty straightforward. It's Aubameyang, right? Do you guys think he's gonna go with Eddie or Lacazette this game?
So quickly on that, for me, I would play Aubameyang up front because I want Pepe in the game. I can't believe Pepe's on the bench. So I would put Willian on the left, play Aubameyang in the middle, and play Willian on the right. I know that's not going to happen, but that's what I would love to see.
You know what, yeah? Trust me, you will definitely see that over the course of the season.
I hope so.
A lot of people was really saying, "Oh, why Pepe starting? Why is Willian starting?" But what you have to understand is, a lot of the squad wasn't together until like 2 days before the Fulham game. So I think during the course of the season, you'll see Willian on the left, you'll see Pepe on the right. Because let's not forget, Willian, when he was at that Russian team, Anzi Makinash or whatever they're called, he played predominantly on the left on side.
Okay. Let's start from the defense though. Let's do this properly. Willian Saliba or Holding on that right hand side of the back three?
I don't know. Would he play Saliba?
No.
He won't, but he should.
Saliba will play in the Leicester game.
Oh, okay. First.
Okay.
Oh, you don't think he'll play against Liverpool?
No, I don't think he'll play against Liverpool.
Damn, dude, that's far away. I can't wait that long to see this guy play.
I think our defense will probably be the same as Fulham then.
Agreed.
Yeah. So Tierney's gonna play as the left
Tierney's
center back.
gonna play, yeah.
Yeah. So let me just get Tierney. Where is this? Where is Kieran Tierney? If you guys see it, oh, there he is. Okay. So midfield, is he gonna go Danny Ceballos or El Neni?
I feel like Ceballos will play.
I feel like he's gonna stay.
We all know Shaka's first name on the team sheet for every manager.
Unfortunately, but yeah.
Okay, so there's 4 of us here. Majority rules. Who's gonna go in? In my opinion, El Neni.
I'm saying El Neni as well. He's gonna have to stick with El Neni. He can't drop him.
I'm not saying. Let me add some context. I'm saying El Neni because El Neni has already played, and I think Arteta's going to go for consistency with people who've already played over Danny Ceballos, who's going to be coming back into the team, only having 1 preseason game for 22 minutes.
It's way too early to be switching the team around anyway. You got to get some consistency going.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So were you going to go with Danny Ceballos, Samantha?
I was going to go with Ceballos, actually. I was. Because, see, West Ham, they can be techie sometimes. They can be... They're that kind of team. And it's a derby as well, so you never know. We need that kind of...
For me, I think what I'm looking forward to the most, is Gabriel going up against Antonio.
Bruh.
That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah. It's gonna
Or
really
Haaland.
test Gabriel, and we'll see like if he can handle those types of players because that's not like same type of player as Traore.
So I'm
If
saying
they will,
like there's aggression in the Prem, so
Yeah.
Gabriel's got to be ready.
he doesn't get beaten one-on-one. It's very rare he gets beaten. So we're gonna. I mean, I want to see him play against harder players because Fulham wasn't that much of a challenge, to be honest.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
What do you guys think about Maitland Niles? Maitland
Yeah.
Niles, Renaissance.
He's
Is
staying
he
there.
going to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And on the right, Bellerin's going to play, or if all these transfer rumors are real, would we see Cedric?
Nah, Bellerin will stay.
Nah, Bellerin will stay.
Just
Bellerin.
asking. Okay. So now here's the controversial one: the front two that are with Aubameyang, because we know Aubameyang's stapled. So this is the headache for Arteta. Does he play Pepe, Willian with Aubameyang? Does he play Lacazette, Pepe? Does he play Lacazette, Willian? Or does Eddie Nketiah somehow sneak into the team?
I've had enough of Nketiah. Like, he can just chill for a minute.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
He's not it.
He's not a starting 11.
Yeah, he's not a
for me.
star. He's not a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bench
Happy to
option.
hear that. I love it. Makes my heart happy to hear that. Nah,
We're not making fun of him. We're just being real. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not making fun of him at all. I think he's got quality. He has to it will take time.
Yeah, he's not there yet. He's not there
yet.
Okay. So is it Lacazette, Willian, Pepe?
I feel like
Everyone say there too. Everyone say there too.
It will be
Willian.
Lacazette and
He
Willian.
won't change it. He won't change it. Like I said, Willian. He won't change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be Lacazette, Willian, and then Pepe will probably
Bench.
substitute at like 70 minutes or so.
Bang on, Samantha. Bang on.
Lacazette, Willian. Yo, we're starting to get he's starting to become predictable for us now. We know when he's gonna do his subs. We know what's gonna happen.
True. I mean, we never know. Like, obviously, we've got Liverpool after, so he may switch up.
I don't think that he wants to switch up because if we win the next 2 games, right, and then we switch up and we get smacked by Liverpool, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, why did you change the lineup? This and that." Like we had a working winning formula, so I think he wants to just establish for now until the transfer window's open. I think, closed. He wants to just like get the same team that he wants.
You know what?
And then just plug in the players.
What I would say is, remember, like what you have to understand, what Willian brings to this team is. He odds a touchdown, but he also drifts in and he creates. So against the smaller teams that's going to play a low block, you'll see Willian come in like the likes of Fulham, West Ham. But when it comes to the Liverpool game now, you probably will see a Pepe come in because he's going to be very good on the counter.
Agreed.
So it will be about tactical moves from the manager. That's it, really.
Yeah. That's what I think as well.
Arteta spoke a lot. No, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying, I feel like he will bring Pepe starting against Liverpool.
Fact. I think the thing that made me the most interesting was he's spoken about Pepe, but he doesn't. It's almost like he's encouraging him to make me pick you. That's what he's basically saying to him. He doesn't want. Oh, I'm not just going to pick you on merit. Make me pick you because Willian came in, gave a man of the match performance. Lacazette, in my opinion, is underrated. The way people talk about Firmino and disrespect Lacazette is actually embarrassing because Lacazette may not be as good as a all-around player as Firmino, but he scores more goals than him and he does a similar job.
Yeah, but you know, it's not even so much about that because I think there's a lot of players you can put in a Liverpool system that's off Lacazette's skill trait that will do a good job, as good as Firmino. So it's not that Lacazette. For us, the problem with Lacazette is that he doesn't score enough.
Yeah, that's my
all
problem.
it comes down to. And he doesn't score in the games where you're playing away and there's more pressure on you.
And
he's very good at Emirates, but away from home, it's like there's loads of pressure on his shoulder and he doesn't go well with it.
But do remember, Kesh, that he has to. I mean, listen, I'm protecting him, but I'm also not protecting him. I'm just stating what I feel and what I see. I feel like he drops a lot, man. And I feel like now, I mean, against Fulham, more creativity. So I think he's gonna have more opportunities. By the way, he should have finished that goal against Fulham, the one where he shot it straight at the keeper. He needs to be finishing that. That's like, that's what Eddie. That's what I get frustrated with Nketiah, because Nketiah makes that type of mistake. He won't finish that. So Lacazette needs to finish those chances. But I'm putting my neck on the line. He's going to score way more goals this season than last.
I reckon he will. This season, I reckon he will score more. I agree with what you're saying. He does drop way too much.
Way
As a
way
number
too
9,
much.
As a number 9, if you're dropping so much, yeah, you're not going to get the goal scoring opportunities that you should be getting on the end of.
Exactly.
And I feel
But
like
you say that.
he needs to show a lot more hunger for goals, because there was a ball where Tierney whipped in and he could have thrown his head at it.
And he
But
could have thrown his head.
the desire just wasn't there for it.
That's
You know,
confidence.
you're
That's
right.
playing
You're
time.
right. But you know what it is about Lacazette? You know what it is about Lacazette? He doesn't make those near post runs like a Giroud would make, or some of these other strikers make. He almost makes those runs that he wants to tap in. He doesn't want to go first. He doesn't want to be the first person to attack the ball. He wants everybody to miss the ball and it just land on his feet.
This is it. All he relies on is tap-ins. I'm telling you.
No, I disagree, guys. Because a lot of the time, like, we got 2 penalties when Lacazette gets in front of the man and he nicks the ball, and then the defender gets him, and then it's a penalty. So I see where you're coming from, but then also give him credit when he gets those penalties is because he gets there before the defender, right?
Yeah, let's be honest. His first goal was a tap-in. Willian basically created it.
First goal was a tap-in, of course. But I mean, if Aubameyang scored that, what we'd be saying is, oh, Aubameyang scored a tap-in.
No, but then Aubameyang, at least he's able to score from different points of the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Like
Agreed.
I said, all I've seen him is within that penalty box. He's not.
Do you forget the goal he scored against Liverpool where he banged it in the top left corner?
He's got that in his locker.
Yeah?
He's definitely got that in his locker. As you said, and you pointed out just now, when we get a lot more creativity in the team where he doesn't have to drop so much, then you'll be seeing him get on a lot more chances. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yo, to be fair, we have to look at our opponents a little bit, even though we don't really do that too much when it's a small team like West Ham. But we're gonna look at them a little bit. What do you guys think about West Ham? Are you guys worried about anybody? As you said, Antonio, but they're projecting that Antonio might not start this game. Let's see if he's injured. So their injuries, they don't have one injured player. And if you look at the Arsenal side of things, you got all these players. You got Chambers, Gabriel, Martinelli. Martinelli, Pablo, Mustafi, David Luiz, Emil Smith-Rowe's on there also, Socrates, and Granit Xhaka. What? Yeah. Smith-Rowe actually hasn't come to London Coney yet officially to train with the team because he's been injured.
Madness.
Yeah, he's got ankle injury or something like that.
No, he injured his right shoulder, I think, in training.
Shoulder, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. As I said, we're the only team that came back from COVID with more injuries than we did before COVID. It's actually weird.
Madness.
Nah, it's not weird. It's classic Arsenal. Like, what? Are you surprised? Like, this happens to us every season, man. We get injuries. We're winning like 10, 15 games, and then something happens, an injury, and then that's it. And because we don't have the squad, that's the issue.
So let's start with West Ham's team. Fabianski, Issa Diop, I really like. Fredericks, I'm not really sold on.
Antonio will start there. I can't see him not starting for West Ham. He's like one of their main players.
Antonio, yeah. Antonio will definitely start.
Yeah, Antonio's going to definitely start over Haaland.
He will. He definitely going to start. He played up top last game, innit? Like, he's their goal scorer now, innit? Let's just look at it that way. That's the only way they get goals.
Yeah.
For me, I think as long as you keep him out the game, it's a nailed-on win for me.
Hey! Don't forget about Anderson, man. On his day, that guy can, he'll make Bellerin look stupid. Don't underrate that guy. That guy has skills, man. He can just show up and then we'll be like, Bellerin, what? Back to Bellerin.
I agree with you. But with this system that some Arteta is playing, I don't see attackers getting the opportunity to go against our fullbacks 1v1.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's the only reason why I'm ruling out. But obviously, Anderson, if you get 1v1 on his day, he can skin his man and put one of the top bins. But I don't think he's going to get those opportunities.
And also, Willian is going to be tracking back, right? It's something that Pepe doesn't do as much. So that guy's going to have Willian and Bellerin, 2 fast players on him. He's going to get double teamed. So, I mean, I'm sure Arteta knows what he's doing.
Yo, I still don't understand why Chelsea fans diss this guy like crazy. I know it's early. He only played 1 game. But will we be as negative as Chelsea fans are about this guy? Or will it take a couple years?
I understand why. I slightly understand why they get at him. Because with a player of his ability, you would expect Willian to put up at least 15 goals a season in the Prem. Let's be honest. But I think last season was his best tally of goal scoring and assists.
Over how many years?
Over how many years? But I do feel with a manager or a coach like Arteta who's gonna work on certain things with him, we will get a better Willian than you've seen at Chelsea.
For me, it's about the consistency. I think a lot of the Chelsea fans get frustrated with his consistency because he can have a 10 out of 10 game and then the next game be kind of like Aubameyang and not really be in the game. I think that's the issue. And then the other thing we have to remember, and let's be fair in our reflection, if you're a Chelsea fan and you've signed all those players, do you really care if Willian is left? I mean, yes, he's a good player, but I mean, I'd be so excited with all the players they've signed. I'm being real. I'm jealous.
Yo, this guy's asked the most important question of the night. What's for dinner, Ken?
Dinner curry with some potatoes, mate.
Okay, you got the chef Cash in the house. Okay, what do you call it? There was another question that I seen here. I don't think this is really a question, more of a statement. What do you guys think about this right here?
If we didn't have Xhaka or El Neni and we had better midfielders, I disagree that Lacazette would have to drop that much. It's not a strategy for me. I think it's a necessity because we can't progress the ball high enough on the pitch. So that's why Lacazette comes and holds the ball to play to Xhaka or El Neni to pass it to Willian or one of the wingers. We play a lot through our wing backs, right? So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so West Ham, we're not really worried about West Ham's team, but just to look at their team, is there anyone we would take at Arsenal?
Nope.
No.
I take Rice.
Before we signed Gabriel, I would have taken him.
Declan Rice, that's about it.
Yeah.
Declan Rice, debatable.
I'll replace Xhaka with Declan Rice.
Yeah, I would too. Without blinking.
I'm disappointed Furlan hasn't played good for them yet. I thought he was going to kill it. Remember, we were linked to him.
Yeah.
We were linked to
But
Furlan.
to be honest, that move was never right for him in the first place.
That's all.
Yeah. When you're a player like him, you need to go into a team that creates a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
And they play him in some strange positions. Like I see him playing out wide. I'm thinking you're never going to get the best out of him then.
Yeah.
At all.
Facts.
They're probably still experimenting.
It's just like Iwobi going to Everton. That disappointing for him.
Mate,
And
they said they don't want him anymore, innit?
Yeah.
Really?
They're being harsh. They're basically saying they're trying to get rid of him.
Thank you very much for that 40 mil. Yo,
he's a record transfer, I think.
I know he is. That's jokes.
Mate, to actually look at that and think Thiago's going for Liverpool for the price he's going, oh god.
I know, and Iwobi went for 40.
I said this earlier. Shocking scenes.
Yo,
can
we maybe talk about Bale going to? Can we talk about Bale going to Tottenham, because I think that's actually a pretty.
Yeah. After the predictions, let's just do the predictions quickly, okay? So you guys know I always look at the bookies. I like to look at what the bookies have us projected to do, and they have us projected to win 3-0 versus West Ham. And this is what they say.
I was thinking 4-1.
Yeah, they're saying Arsenal started off with a 3-1 victory versus Fulham, right? And they're saying West Ham need to bounce back from losing to Newcastle. So playing Arsenal at away is not the best game for them probably, and they're thinking that Arsenal are going to hammer West Ham, no pun intended.
Nah, I feel like it'll be a decent game for us to win, 100%. 3-0, clean sheet, boom.
There you go. Don't let this fool you guys. If you want to go with another prediction, you can do that. But guys in the comment section, give us your predictions. We're going to read them out in a second. Cash, what are you saying?
I was thinking 4-0, but I'm thinking it's going to be too good to be true for Arsenal to go 2 games without conceding one.
Yeah, because it's Arsenal, innit?
But I do think we will put 4 past them though.
Oh
yeah,
man! So you got the pessimistic side and you got the optimistic side in the same thing.
You got to keep grounded when it comes to Arsenal.
This is it. You have to actually be level-headed because you can't come cocky. You can't.
Yeah, I never got the banter you guys got at school. So personally, I don't know what it feels like to try to get this much abuse from other fans. So imagine my whole entire life, people didn't really watch football like that over in Canada back when I was growing up. So I didn't get it the way you guys got it. So coming over here, I get triggered so easily because you guys have been hardened by this.
You can't listen to these people. They will chat smack for no reason. They will troll just cause.
Yeah, I'm playing defense 24/7.
I can't lie to you. Thick skin now. Like I remember the days when I used to cry, bro. That's how deep it is.
I was actually telling my dad the other day, like, obviously me and Iga went to the same university in Canada, and my whole life, I defend Arsenal with my life. Even if I know it's natural to defend your team because you love your team, but when you get smacked up 6-1 and all these scores that we 8-2 and all these scores, I mean, it gets embarrassing. And as Kesh said, I've just grown thick skin and I've become more of a realist. Now I say Arsenal every game because I know it's true, and I'm just fooling myself, and I'm gonna be heartbroken at the end of the game. I remember games watching where I have tears in my eyes. My dad's like, it's 4-1, just switch off the TV, and I'm like, I just look at him like, I can't. I have to finish the game. It's part of being a fan. You need to watch the game to the end and just turn off the TV and go to your room.
That's the difference between non-British fans. What you got to realize is we are used to being homers. We only have one team that we support in our city, and everyone supports it. Like Toronto Raptors could be garbage, but the whole city will support that team, and you won't hear any other rivals because there is no rivals. The closest city is 4-hour drive or an hour flight. You know what I mean? So it's different from here, where you got Chelsea, Palace, West Ham, everybody in the same city, and you could have fans from every other team bantering you every night.
I've missed job interviews to watch Arsenal because it was at the same time. I've finished exams early because I needed to be there for the start of the game.
Wow!
I've never missed a game since I was 7 years old, including pre-games.
I had an exam for university, one of my final exams for school, and it was the same day as Arsenal facing Man City in the FA Cup, that game we won with Nacho Monreal, the tap-in. I did not watch the game. I finished the exam feeling like I did terrible. But then I found out the result, and that literally changed my whole day. It changed your whole mood. And the games come on for us around 3 o'clock in the evening. So for you guys are watching them at 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night, where we're watching it 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. The Tottenham North London derbies come on for me at 7 a.m. in the morning sometimes. Wow. So I used to wake up and just watch them, and it was good times.
I've watched the Arsenal game on a plane. I've been in immigration lines. When we played Liverpool and we were 2-0 down, and then Ozil scored to make it 3-2, I was celebrating. People were looking at me like, who is this guy? Like, you let him in the country. I've been in California waking up at 3-4 in the morning to watch games. My parents think I'm crazy. My dad thinks my wife, is going to, at some point I'm going to choose Arsenal over her, and it's going to be good for me.
Mate, that would be interesting for you to be choosing Arsenal over your woman. Crazy.
No, you know, Claude did that, right? Claude divorced a woman because she didn't want him to go to Arsenal games no more.
Wow.
So it's deep for some people, but not me, bro.
Get deep.
It's not gonna get that deep, bro. There's an order to life. There's family, religion, obviously work. Then maybe you can talk about entertainment. At the end of the day, it's entertainment. We can't be. It gets too personal for some people.
It's not entertainment, bro. It's a religion, man. It's a religion. You dedicated your whole life to it, man. I mean, I have. My wife needs to
kill yourself for Arsenal. You actually can't come and kill yourself because they'll kill you.
No, that's too much. That's too much. That's another level. That's like extreme level. As a religion, if you watch every single game, your wife needs to respect that. We ain't going to dinner until after the game.
I'm blessed. My wife watches Arsenal with me. She supports Arsenal as much as I support Arsenal. But she's a little bit more deluded than I am. But you know what it is. Anyways, she'll never come on camera though. I'll tell you that much. She'll never come on camera. She hates that stuff. But yeah, we're done. Everyone did their predictions. Samantha, did you do yours?
Yeah, I said 3-0 clean sheet.
I'm saying 3-1. As Kev said, that clean sheet, even though we have Saliba and Gabriel, I still, my heart still is beating. I still know something's going to be shaky. But at the end of the day, I don't care. It could be 2-1. It could be 1-0. As long as we win, that's all that matters to me. Right now, we just need the points. We don't care about how much we win by, whatever. That doesn't matter. We just need to win and make sure we keep up with the team, because Liverpool's going to be tough. And once we start losing and lose that confidence, the team is slowly going to decline. So we need to win as many games as we can right now.
Kesh, what was yours?
Mine was 4-1.
Okay, and I haven't said mine yet, so what I'm going to say is I'm going to go for the scoreline. I think we faced West Ham before at home one time, and we beat them 5-2. You remember
Was
that?
Save
hat-trick?
energies, I beg.
So I'm saying we're going to score. We're going to score a boatload of goals. We're going to have Aubameyang is going to be in my fantasy team as captain. He's going to score a hat trick.
Triple
And I say we're going to concede 2 goals, and it's going to be a 2-2 game at halftime, but then we're going to come out second half and score 3 goals. So I'm just going to be deluded as always
5-2.
and say 5-2 scoreline. If that happens and you put money on it, give me a cut. Because I don't gamble, but you know what? That's enough for tonight. Big up to everyone coming on. Samantha, African Gooner, Kesh. Big up to all you guys. It's the first podcast that I've done on the channel. With I've done a late night stream, but that's not a real podcast. It's the first podcast. So everyone, check out the channel. If you're already subscribed, please check out the content and hit that notification bell. If you haven't already subscribed. Check out everybody here on their social media. You can see Samantha's got hers there. African Gooner. That's how you spell yours on Twitter, right?
Yeah, but I just wanted to say one more point before we knocked off. Guys, Bale, that's a good signing. Let's not hide about that, yeah? It's going to be a good signing for Tottenham. Him, Harry Kane, Son, Moura, that's dangerous, man. I'm sorry, that's dangerous.
Bro,
but isn't Bale finished?
It's done.
Yeah. Listen, Samantha, world-class players, yeah, they can show up in one game, yeah. If he really wanted to and he tries, you telling me he's not going to be able to score and contribute to that team. He is. He's a legend there. He's a Tottenham boy. Back home.
I'll tell you something. They tell you growing up, if you're doing something good, don't go back. If you leave a place that you have good memories, you shouldn't go back because it's never going to be the same.
Exactly.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Thierry Henry came back and scored that goal, man.
He was never the same. He came back and he kind of.
What I'm going to say is, it is a good signing. When you remember, it's Tottenham, innit? It's Tottenham. It's a good signing game. But what I would say though is, all that money they got for him, which was 200 and something, whatever, they spent 200 and something mil to replace him to then bring him back.
Exactly.
And all the signings are still that they brought in.
They've all failed. 0 trophies from that.
Lamella.
2 years later. 0.
Eriksen.
Huh?
Eriksen worked out, and Lamella.
Did it really work out though?
Did he really?
No, not really. But yeah, on other news, we might be back at the Emirates soon. They're testing it out this weekend. 10,000 fans will be going to games across the.
It's a Norwich game. It's championship games, right?
Yeah, EFL games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might be back at the Emirates soon. I actually went to the last game. But yeah, Kesh, that's your Twitter also, right? Kesh AFC?
Kesh AFC 04.
Okay. So yeah, anyone got anything to promote before we head out?
Subscribe to Gold Diggers Podcast. Thanks.
There you go. Are you guys on all platforms like Twitter, YouTube, everything?
Yeah, we're on Twitter, Instagram, @Gold Diggers UK.
Boom.
I'll check it out.
Check it out, people. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. And this has been the podcast. And you already know, I'm just going to get us out of here by you know what, Aubameyang signed the thing.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans.